Good morning, entrepreneurs, and welcome to show 139. We're glad you joined us on this beautiful Friday, March 6th, 2026. I'm your host, Kim White, and I'm joined by the absolutely gorgeous Jill Olish. Jill, good morning.
Good morning, Kim. I am glad to be sitting in the co-host seat today alongside you for our show this morning. So thank you.
I'm excited you're here.
Yeah. Well, let's get right into it. Geez, we always kind of tiptoe around this in the beginning. It's like, what do we say? All right. Okay, let's get into it. But welcome this morning to the show, watchers and listeners and viewers, whoever is tuning in today. You're in the right place this morning because GME, Good Morning Entrepreneurs, is a great place to explore your curiosity of what entrepreneurship is like. You who are exploring what it could mean for you, you who are in your first years and getting established, and you who are rocking and rolling, going through the flexibility of life and entrepreneurship, looking for some creative solutions and inspiration. So join us for this show as we dive into all things entrepreneurship. And we'll get right into our first segment, which is called Entrepreneurland.
Entrepreneurland is the land we say we live in because we love being entrepreneurs around here. Today's theme for the show is capacity. So we want to explain a little bit about this word because it can be taken in many different ways, but capacity isn't about the hustle. It's about how much you can honestly hold right now, not how much you wish you could do. And when you honor your capacity, you stop burning out and start building something sustainable, something sexy. And sexy means working with your current energy or bandwidth, time, and season, not against it.
Capacity is something I am in the middle of learning a lot about and how much capacity I currently have. But it's what you're able to do without overdoing it. We've had some pretty big snowstorms where I'm living currently, and I have learned the capacity of my physical capabilities in clearing the snow. But entrepreneurship, business life, we only have 24 hours in every day. Half of that's spent sleeping. So realistically, what can we fit in our days? When new feelings like grief or changing physical situations come into play, it just is overwhelming. We're not adding to our capacity. We're actually shifting what our capacity can handle. So I like to think pie chart. So percentages, if we have this much going here, we're not adding in, we're now shifting to 100 instead of saying we have 110% capacity. So it's a lot to think about, I feel like.
We all want more. That's the problem. We all want more. Well, one thing we want to do for sure is put out an explanation for what's coming up next, because we do something around here called the GME Chronicles. If you've been around, you know that this is where we do our celebrations, our wins for each week, and those kind of things that we do together. I'll just say it that way. But one of the things I don't want anyone to look at is to look at this lovely thing that Jill does and records for us every week. I don't want you to look at that and say, man, I need to do more. That's not what this is for. This is not about us bragging or showing off. It is literally about, these are the things we've chosen, and these are the things we're getting done. And to stop and celebrate them means it's momentum. It helps us want to keep going. So I just want to put that little, explanation there. We're talking all about capacity today, and we don't want you to think we're talking out both sides of our mouths.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kim and team. Thank you, Kim and team. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the GME Chronicles. I am Jill Olish, and we have some updates for you today. The GME Chronicles is a celebration of moving the needle in our businesses, and we want to share these numbers out loud with you, not to show off, but to show what's possible when we come together in business. To catch you up, we had 4 classes with Kat in the Fit for Life Alliance community. And she held 5 days of the Keep It Moving 11-minute fitness challenge. My Sexy Business held the first Community Conversations Roundtable, one session of Showtime Mastermind, the mastermind built with accountability and strategy to launch or up-level your show, podcast, or live stream, making your process smoother, faster, and more impactful. There was also Website Royalty, the place to get your Kajabi website questions answered inside the My Sexy Business community. And rounds 37 and 38 of Fire Up Mastermind, the mastermind for fierce leaders who are ready to serve hard, use irresistible, not creepy marketing, build relational businesses, and truly empower others. Plus, there was a session of Groundwork Brigade Mastermind, the Choose Your Own Adventure Business Mastermind, with real-time strategy, tech help, and accountability. Donna posted a new blog, a small tool that solves a big problem. Denise posted a new blog, why entrepreneurs should invest in SEO. Numbers tell the story. Kat posted a new blog, Intentional Leadership, Visibility and Community, a conversation with Melissa A. Washington. And Adam posted 2 new interviews, one with Jody Benson and one with Adam Jacobs. Donna hosted the Big Show and Tell, Are You Relying on Luck or Strategy? My Sexy Business went live with Website Royalty Town Hall and show number 138 of Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Be sure to subscribe to the My Sexy Business YouTube channel so you're never missing an upcoming show or new clip. Check out the latest episode of Mama Outspoken, where my husband, Bobby, and I, Jill, open up real conversations on postpartum struggles and parenthood, reminding every mom and family that healing and hope are possible. Head to your favorite podcatchers to listen now, along with these podcasts, Sisters in Service, Late Bloomer Living, Bearing It All with Call Me Adam, Buckets and Boom Gates, 5 in 15 Interviews Leadership Series, SEO Day, and Mucked Up My Self-Care. You can connect with the roving reporters through the GME directory. Head over to mysexybusiness.com/GME and you can connect with everyone there. This all brings our number to 25, making our grand total 7,342. Amazing things done collectively in this community in just 4 years and counting. We look forward to more updates coming up next week. If you are ready to join in on the fun around here, you can find us coming up at Sticky Note Time Accountability. From goal setting to task management, Kim and myself, Jill, go through the process that we do to stay productive, even when life gets a little sticky. Plus, you can always find us in the My Sexy Business community at Groundwork Brigade and Website Royalty, plus wherever you're watching now for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Back to you in the GME studio.
Cheers. Cheers. My little mug was a gift, so I just want to point back to I'm an Oklahoma-born princess, and so this is a Oklahoma mug.
Mine's a hug in a mug.
Oh, wait, I can't do it as cute as Carrie used to, but well, we have some fun things today, Jillo, in our shout outs. And one of them so don't listen for a second, Jill. I'm just gonna
Gotcha.
So we're gonna tell on Jill for something at the end of the show. So you don't want to miss that. It's very exciting news. So you wanna stick around to the end. But I also have to make another confession. You can listen again, Jill.
Okay.
Make another confession. I'm about a month late with this first shout out, and it is because of my capacity. My capacity wasn't there to get all the things done that I needed to get done, and I had to be okay with it. So we hope Donna Bender and Dave Steinman are okay with it as well. If you all will roll their special surprise. happy anniversary, Dave and Donna. It was February the 11th, and I'm so sorry it was delayed, but we hope you like it now anyway.
That's so sweet. It's such a beautiful thing. Oh my goodness. It was such a long time coming. Happy anniversary, guys.
Happy anniversary. And I want to give a nod back to Donna had put this on her vision board, and within a year of doing it, she'd put kind of her ideal wedding on there. She has pictures that match what she had put on her vision board, that it was so close. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Well, our next shout out is to our very own Amy Stevenson, who has been writing blogs for us for years. She's in her 6th year, isn't it, Jilla, with us?
Oh my gosh, yeah, we're in 6. Yep.
6 years. And this is just a very exciting milestone that we want to celebrate with her. So if you'll play this milestone video, we'll be celebrating.
Give me a 1. Give me 150. What do you get? 150 vlogs. Woo, 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 woo. I am so excited to be part of the My Sexy Business vlog team, and that we've made it to this super cool 150 mark.
Yeah.
So, Amy, we want to give you a huge shout out and say thank you. It's taken Jill and Adam, and we do a lot together as a team, but Amy's really the one that takes our podcast recordings and turns them into blogs. And she's just done a phenomenal job over the years. So thank you, Amy. And we are definitely celebrating 150 blogs is pretty impressive.
Very, very. And she's been a really good definition of what capacity looks like. So
yes,
for the team, not that everyone gets to see that, but
yeah. Well, and giving a quick shout out to that, Jill, she took what we talk about and applied it for capacity, because when she was having, her second baby, she took time off, and we wanted her not to feel guilty. Like that's part of the capacity equation, is you have to be honest and you have to not take that guilt with you. So Amy, we celebrate you and your whole little family. We love you. And our next celebration, and we're excited about this too, and this is also late in coming. Let me just say this. I am sorry for all the delays. This last month has been kind of crazy, but our next milestone video is about our very own interview king, Adam Rothenberg.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny because by the time I catch up with, a milestone video, Adam is already growing faster than I can keep up with. So, that was the video we made this week. And I just want you to know it could be that it's more numbers than that, because he is just going so fast. But congratulations, Adam. At least we know the 17 years and the 2,300 plus is right. We'll just say 3.3 million plus. How's that? But congrats.
Adam. I remember watching him all this time, be surprised about his numbers every time he's been made to tally them up. So this is pretty incredible, Adam. Congratulations.
Yes, that has been quite a journey to watch, Jill.
Well, speaking of the capacity that we've had to get these celebration videos out, Kim, I know you also have a confession about gifting that is related to capacity.
So yes, so I do have a confession. I have taken Donna Bender's advice on many things, and she has done a wonderful job of helping me understand how to basically award, you know, milestones for our community and for our team. Except that I took on the thing, I wanted everybody to be surprised, so I didn't want anybody on the team to, not get their surprise like everybody else, so I decided I would do all of the awards and send them out. Well, that is kryptonite to me, to have to get them to the mailbox, so I am so sad to say that it took me a very long time, weeks, to get them out. Well, actually, probably a year and some weeks, from last year's even. So I'm just confessing that that is a capacity thing. When that's not your strength, that's when to delegate something to gain more capacity. And I will have to do that from now on, but I'm just laughing that yeah, Jill, you saw the pain. Donna does make it easy, though, for us to be able to stretch our capacity with the strategy that she gives and with sprinkling in gratitude. So let's head over to Surprise and Delight Marketing with Donna Bender.
Thanks, Kim and Carrie. This is Donna Bender coming to you today as a roving reporter and a daisy for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Today's Surprise and Delight Marketing segment is on how Earth Day is the perfect time to plant your seeds of gratitude for your clients. I'm not just any daisy, I'm a daisy on a mission to spread joy and celebrate Earth Day. And what better way to celebrate our beautiful planet than by showing a little appreciation to those who have helped our businesses bloom. So whether you're a gardening expert or you just love the color green, Earth Day is the perfect time to plant seeds of gratitude. Imagine the smile on your clients and employees' faces when they receive a thoughtful, earth-friendly gift. Desk plants are extremely popular now, and there are so many kits where you could send beautiful lavender. There are these wonderful seeded papers, and they have all different shapes. They have either herbs or flowers. They're flat. You could put them in a greeting card and send a thank you. These gifts are not just thoughtful gifts, but they are great examples of how many products are being made today from plastics and metals that are repurposed, reused, and recycled. So let's make this Earth Day a memorable one. It is the perfect time to show your appreciation to our planet for generations to come. And let's remember to sprinkle a little of those seeds of gratitude and thank our clients and business relationships with the same care and dedication to keep our planet safe. Cheers. Back to you, Kim and Carrie.
So Jill has lost power, so she'll be back as soon as she can. But I want to just say, planting seeds of gratitude is such a great way to look at, appreciating those who have helped your business bloom. Because reality is we don't do this alone. We have people around us and clients and customers that actually help our businesses grow. And she gives unique ideas like these for Earth Day on her show. One thing I want to say about her show is it is called The Big Show and Tell for a reason. She helps people get big marketing and branding results with what she shares on the show monthly. Her show is on her YouTube channel. You can go and watch it. And forgive us for the wonky layout. We are doing our best because Jill is, she will be back. I will just say that. She will be back. But if you go to Donna's channel, at Donna Bender Giving on YouTube, you actually will be able to follow her, watch the show, and get lots of strategy. And she makes it so fun because she's always dressing up in something. Her and her little flower pot, leprechauns, bunnies. She has all kinds of costumes, but the results that she gets for everybody is very serious. So want to invite everybody March 31st at noon Mountain, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. It's always the last Tuesday of the month. So we are excited that, you have the opportunity to watch her and grow like we have. And I'm telling you from my confession earlier, I do not intend to not give out awards, but I don't intend to mail them anymore. So I'm just going to say that. Another thing that has come from our wonderful community is our very own Denise Millay, who is our findability queen. She and I have joined forces, is what I'm going to call it. And we have created something called Website Royalty Town Hall. And I'm going to just giggle and give a little backstory about capacity for it as well, because Town Hall came from a tough decision. Denise and I wanted to show up several days a week because we know how important having a website and other tech things for your business is. People need a place to find you, to pick you, and to pay you if you're going to stay in business. But we had to be honest with ourselves about our capacity. We have long client rosters and loads of projects going, so we chose how many days per week we could realistically show up so that we could be consistent. So every Thursday at 4 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, Denise and I go live right here where you're watching and share that week's website royalty questions we've had from inside the community. And then we have, time to share some things with you all to get you started on things. Because if you don't have a way for people to pay you, you don't have a way for people to find you and pick you, your business, it can't grow in the way that it could if you had those things. So I'm very excited to say we will be back next week. We'll be back every week. That's our plan. So I think Jillo is back. Yes.
I am so sorry. My power went out and I had to do plan B and go scramble and find a different computer.
This is what we do around here, though.
Yeah.
So we should just say really quickly, Jill, sometimes that can be a capacity sucker. It's stressful when you have things go wonky, but when you realize that this is just normal, that's one of the reasons we're not hiding things from, you sweet watchers. We want you to see that you can have wonky things like power go out or, lose your co-host while you're like talking to her. Like you can have those things happen and still have a great show or a great, impact on others.
Definitely. Oh man. Well, gosh. Okay, I'm gonna get my bearings back together here. Well, thank you so much for taking on what I was going to be saying in that time that I disappeared, Kim. But to bring us back to moving forward, Website Royalty Town Hall is definitely a great start to websites. And I know I might not always have the capacity to take in all my options when searching for things, trying to navigate websites, just sometimes the internet is a big place and just throws a lot at you. But on the end of controlling a website, also, there's a lot of things that we can get confused on. So let's go to Denise Millay. She's going to talk to us a little bit about how she can help us make things easier for visitors when they're coming to our sites in helping entrepreneurs be findable online.
What is an SEO audit?
An SEO audit is a process of looking at your content you've created for your website and on any other public platforms that you have content out there to see if you've made it included in search engines by filling in the right places. It's also examining your website to make sure that the user experience is good so that your links aren't broken, that things work, that you have the right things potentially in your footer or your header to satisfy the user when they're there so they can travel your site and have a successful experience.
Can we just acknowledge really quickly, we are having some tech issues as well. In the same way that sometimes I stutter, we just stuttered with the video. But I want to say, It's okay, because here's the reality of it. If you all listen to what Denise was saying, it's so impactful. It doesn't matter. Maybe it got your attention because it was stuttering. Maybe it, made you giggle for a minute because you've had the same struggle. So carry on, Jill. I just wanted to put that in there.
Well, this is a fun show already, right? We're rocking and rolling here with all of our things that we're holding capacity for. But SEO audit, I mean, it can feel like it's a lot, but I love that she brings it down to just like two things, like just make sure you have no broken links and make sure the travel's easy for your visitors. Like that's so simple to start implementing. And she does even more simplicity of bringing these overwhelming kind of feeling things with SEO in her podcast, SEO Day. Absolutely love that she makes Tuesdays your SEO day and asks you to do the same. So go catch her podcast with guest Kim as the the person bringing the questions. Denise answers 5 questions about SEO each week. They're questions that entrepreneurs bring to the table for her to go ahead and talk a little bit more about. And they're simple, actionable things that you can go ahead and do each week.
It's very fun. And I want to give you my official title, though. It's very important. I'm the official mailbag keeper. I am not the bag lady.
I never want to get it wrong.
Mailbag.
I'm always skirting around it so I don't get it wrong.
I love it. Well, I'm very honored to be able to share that space with her, because she is answering questions and you all don't want to miss out.
No, definitely not. Well, Kim, I feel like an SEO audit can be kind of a seasonal cleaning. Like, yeah, right? Like we take the time to do this and then we take the time to do this another time of the season. And there are times throughout the year or our lives that things shift and cause our capacity to need to be flexible. And today, Yvonne Marchese is bringing up how we can do some spring cleaning in our businesses and life in entrepreneurships later in life.
Thanks, Kim. This is Yvonne Marchese, your resident age agitator, here to talk about later in life entrepreneurship. Spring is coming, and as we move towards spring, there's a natural urge to reset. But when it comes to business, it doesn't have to mean sweeping it all out and burning it all down. Sometimes the most powerful move you can make is subtraction. Ask yourself, what am I doing that's out of habit instead of intention? What feels heavy instead of energizing? Spring cleaning your business might mean simplifying an offer, letting go of a platform you dread or you don't use anymore, or reclaiming a little white space in your calendar. You don't need a full reinvention. You need room to breathe and space for curiosity to come knocking, come back online. So clear a little space and see what grows. That's all for now. Back to you in the GME studio.
I love how Yvonne brought in these small actionable steps here for us to think about spring cleaning for our businesses, because our capacities do shift. And I love how she said clear a little space to see what grows, because sometimes we got to do a little subtraction to see what else is creatively coming up in ourselves.
Yes.
And she talks more about things like this in her podcast, Late Bloomer Living, because she gets to sit down with tons of people who are starting businesses later in life or shifting gears later in life as well, where this wisdom comes in tons of different ways, that you get to sit and listen to what others are saying, no matter what age you are and what stage you're in your entrepreneurship adventure. There can be some tidbits that you can gain some more information on. And she brings a very fun, playful aspect to it. So you can find her on all the podcatchers. Kim, you like to say it is a binge-worthy podcast because it is something you could just sit and listen to.
It is definitely. And it's never too late. That's the thing to take away from what she's talking about. It's never too late for whatever you're dreaming about.
Mm-hmm. So go and take a listen. It is a great podcast to get caught up in.
And not only do we have opportunities to expand or limit our capacity in the things that we do, but we also have to do that in our bodies as well. So Kat Corchado, she has been helping us all along this season with some stretches. And she today is going to help us expand with some back and spine stretches in health and wellness for entrepreneurs.
Thanks, Kim. Hi, everyone. We're going to continue with some stretches for our spine and our back. So this first one may look very innocent, but it's very effective. So the first thing you want to do is put one hand, and again, I'm in my trusty little office chair, and you can sit back a little bit if you would like to, but just make sure your feet stay on the floor. You're going to take one arm up over your head, and again, don't shrink down, squeeze your bottom and lift. Now using this, you want to reach. Now don't shrink into that other side. I always see this. Stay lifted on both sides, reach. Now if you want a little bit more, rotate your body so that you look up underneath your armpit, bring it back to center, and the arm comes down. Let's do the other side. Take the arm up, create space by lifting and squeezing your bottom, and reach. Keep both sides of your hips. Don't sink into this shoulder. Lift. Now, rotate if that's appropriate for you. Bring it back to center and lower. Make sure this is an appropriate stretch for you by checking with your doctor and or your physical therapist. So until next time, back to you in the GME studio.
She's so amazing.
Definitely. And those stretches, a lot of what stretches she brings to the table, especially for entrepreneurs, are opening us up, allowing for us to have space again. Breathing is better usually after this and get a good alignment. For me, that's usually what spinal stretches do for me. But you can always follow up these stretches with Kat here at her Keep It Moving 11-minute fitness challenge. She's doing these on rotation now, I believe, pretty frequently. We just had one last week, and I missed it, unfortunately, because I had so much snow happening. So I did not get to go there. I was too busy shoveling. But I have done them with her before, and they're a fantastic way to get introduced to the movement that Kat brings to the table in her Fit for Life Alliance community, and which used to be Small Space Pilates. So if you've listened to some older episodes or shows of ours, you will hear us say that name, and you will have to go to smallspacepilates.com to get to her fitness challenge. And you're looking now at her website where you can go ahead and sign up for the fitness challenge. You'll get notifications for the next ones. So right now we have up the old sign up. The next challenge is going to be March 23rd through 27th. So when you do sign up for that here, even though the date's showing something old, it's going to get you in for the next one. So don't be afraid to go ahead and get signed up, because Kim, she really does a lot of magical things for us in movement.
She does. I think of how I sit with, working on the computer. I'm like, all hunkered over a lot of times working on things. Kat makes all the difference in 11 minutes for us to not be like that. So yeah, pretty amazing.
It really is. And we don't always have the capacity to jump right in to a new community. So I get any kind of weariness of being like, oh, well, I don't know about this, but you've seen Kat long enough now. And Kat has a fantastic community. And this is one way for you to test out her community by signing up just for the challenge. There's no commitment there in that community other than to just get your feet wet. And GME, Good Morning Entrepreneurs, is a way to test out the My Sexy Business community. It's because it's really an insight to what it's like, because you'll see all of the roving reporters you see today in this show there at all of the events and spaces that we have.
It's a home for entrepreneurs and business owners is what this community is all about. We focus on life with a business that supports that life instead of the hustle culture. That's what I'm trying to say, Jill. I'm not doing a very good job of it.
Well, in the community, you can join us for
free events to connect with us. That's going to be including our next community roundtable discussion on Friday, March 27th at 8 a.m. Mountain, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. And when you're finding that you have the capacity to go deeper in the community, there are the paid spaces as well. So you get to feel it all out and see if we're your flavor.
And never any pressure whatsoever. If free is all you want and free is all you have the capacity for, then just stay there. So you are tuning in to Good Morning Entrepreneurs. This is show number 139. Today's theme is capacity, if you didn't already figure that out. If you want to connect with the roving reporters and you have enough capacity, you can, if you're on your TV or your computer, you can head over to the QR code. It's so hard when you're streaming live. I just want you to know it's opposite of what you think. So wait, see, this is I can't get it right. So go to the QR code and connect with the roving reporters there, or you can go over to mysexybusiness.com/GME. There's 2 red buttons. One red button will take you over to the roving reporter directory. Yeah. So that's the home page. Go scroll down to the GME symbol. That's the page. And then scroll down to the next red button and you can connect with everybody there. I do think capacity is part of the, I guess, evidence, Jill, that a community makes you have a bigger capacity because you have support in a different way.
Yeah.
You have others who are supporting you in your endeavors.
Sure. Yeah. And you could think of us as supporting you watching here with your questions, because we are always asking questions here. And a lot of the time, because we don't have the capacity to find answers on our own. So this is a great place for us to even bring our own questions when we're here on the show. And if you're needing an assist for yourself in answering a question, send us an email. But for now, here is this week's question. When is the right time to learn something new in my business?
I'm going to try to make this quick, but learning something new takes capacity, and that starts with honest questions. You have to ask yourself, how much energy, how much bandwidth do I really have for this each week? If you're learning something, you want to be able to implement it. So just learning for the sake of learning is not, that doesn't help your business just to learn and not implement it. Naming your limits isn't a failure. It's strategy. It lets you choose wisely instead of overcommitting, which I have done so many times. You can adjust your capacity over time, but today's plan should fit today's reality. You don't need to be on every platform. You need a marketing plan that fits your real life. When your plan matches your capacity, you're more consistent, which means more than intensity. So many people just want to be everywhere. They think that's the answer. That's not the answer. So saying no to a few things creates space to do a few important things well, including something new. That's my answer, Jill, and I'm sticking to it.
That's good. A lot of what you said, I would agree with. And I also want to add in, not when you're having a major life event happening. Don't try to learn something new, because you're already learning how to deal with the things that come with those major life events. So that's what I'm going to add to that answer. And that's what I have to say. Yeah. Well, even with that part, because we do come into things that are very overwhelming for us to start learning new things. So before all that overwhelm of learning something new and running your business, because that can be overwhelming too, what our capacity, you might have the capacity to start manifesting success before that. So let's head over to Adam Rothenberg and his guest, Mel B, and see what they have to say in Entrepreneurs in Entertainment.
Thanks, Kim. It's Adam. And for today's Entrepreneurs in Entertainment segment, I wanted to share an excerpt from my 2016 interview with one of my entertainment idols, Mel B, who is getting ready to return to Broadway in the Tony Award-winning revival of Chicago. You know Mel B from being a judge on America's Got Talent, and of course, as her alter ego, Scary Spice from the Spice Girls, who are one of the all-time best-selling girl groups. In this clip, what Mel B had to say about manifesting her dreams is something I think all entrepreneurs, business owners, and creators can relate to.
In one of the two songs, one of your two big songs is Roxy, and in that song she's like dreaming of her fame.
Her stardom,
yes. So how does, when you perform that song, what do you relate to with that? In thinking back to when you were in the Spice Girls,
well, before I got in the Spice Girls, I used to always kind of practice signing my autograph, hoping that one day somebody would want it. And that's actually one of the lines in Roxy. She's like, and I'm going to sign your autographs and good luck to you. And she's like living this world of already imagining that she's already there. And I did that quite a lot before anybody even knew who I was. So
and now everybody knows who you are.
Well, I don't know about everybody. A few people maybe.
And one of the other songs you sing is Me and My...
And that is today's Entrepreneurs in Entertainment segment. It's back to you in the GME studio.
I love it. Did you practice signing your name, Kim?
Oh, no, I still don't think I need to practice signing my name. I do want to make a comment, though, about how amazing Adam is with Mel B. If you want to listen to the entire interview, it is on his entertainment platform. And I just want to throw that out there, Jill, because that is an important part of these clips he's bringing to the table, is we're getting to hear enough to make us want to go hear what else does Scary Spice have to say.
Thought it was such a great clip that it did want to make me it does make me want to go and listen to the whole thing. I love that she brings it up, and it reminds me so much of the acting as if you're our princess speak word from show 132, because I don't know, it just the way that she was talking about that. But I realized as I listened to it, Adam doesn't have to act as if he's making it with his entertainment platform, because as we saw in the very beginning, celebrating 3.3 million visitors, he's doing it. And you can go look at all of the people that he has interviewed over the last 17 years right here on his entertainment platform. So visit callmeadam.com. Go listen to the rest of the Mel B interview. Go read up on your favorite celebrities or artists and theater stars. Go have a fun time over there and be just another visitor for him there.
Love it.
Okay, so Mel B shared what she did before her stardom, right? We may not always realize where things like success always begin. Sometimes we're like, oh, wow, that's where we started, right? Because I know, Kim, you and I have been there with you've been showing this all along. And in this segment, Military Minute, which is sponsored by Sisters in Service podcast and its host, Kat Corchado, we get to look at a starting point for her.
Kat, I have heard you say that you learned how to be a good leader in the military, and that's transferred over to your business. Will you elaborate on that a little more?
Absolutely. The military teaches you how to be a leader, but they teach you how to be a leader of yourself, to rely on you, to get yourself out of a situation. When you know how to lead you and you go up in rank, other people see that and then they want to follow you as a leader. In business, I'm a leader because I see where I want to go. And that's what being a leader is. Where do I want to go? How do I get there? There are things I need to learn. There's things I still need to learn. But I think I learned a great lesson in the military of being a leader. I never used to think of myself as a leader. In fact, I hated being in charge. The first time I was told you're going to have someone under you, I begged my boss, please, I will do anything. Because in my mind, the leaders were the first one to get in trouble. And I didn't want any part of that. But my boss told me, he said, I will help you. So there's asking that question, being honest, saying, I don't know what this is about. But being reassured it's going to be okay, that someone's going to be there to help you through the sticking points. And I think that's what business is too. If you're a leader of yourself, you know where you want to go, somebody's going to help you get there.
I think it's such a great point in figuring out that you're a leader of yourself first before you lead others.
Very important. Jill has won awards for leadership, and I think I want to point that out, which is, makes me very proud of this community, because as you lead in this community, you're also demonstrating in this community what a leader looks like. So a leadership quality that Jill brings up is having the capacity to include and not compete with others. So let's head over to Mama Entrepreneurs with Jill Olish to see what she has to say today.
Thanks, Kim. Motherhood and entrepreneurship, I feel, are very cutthroat. There are a lot of people who support others when there feels like at the same time, there's a lot of people who are trying to compete with each other. And it's meant to really help us build community and be a village and work together, even if there's a lot of similarities. I thought that I would be excluded from having success because there are so many businesses out there that are there to help moms. I looked at so many when I needed help. I thought, how could I be in this niche also and be successful? I had to look at it, though, as though we were helping each other instead of competing with each other, because we were so individual from one another. Just because you and I do the same kind of thing for a mom doesn't mean the same mom is going to want to be in both of our groups. You are you and I am me. And that vulnerability that we each have allows us to connect with different people. And if we are supporting each other, then we're just going to show other moms and other entrepreneurs that they can do the same. So finding the moms that listen, who are eager to share their stories and their struggles, who want healing, who want support and want to support and celebrate others, and the same for entrepreneurs, I think can allow us to stop feeling like we have to compete to belong, but just continue to show up real and honestly. So how are you going to show up today? Back to you in the GME studio.
Such wisdom, Jill.
Thanks.
I love the line of, though, you don't need to compete to belong. I think that's a very serious thing that everybody should probably put it on a sticky and keep it, because sometimes we feel scared of other people, thinking they're competition instead of building those relationships with them.
It was definitely something to adjust my understanding of when I first started, and I'm glad I have, because so many relationships have come from that.
I love this. Well, an example of making a shift because of capacity changes is Jill and her podcast. Mama Outspoken is such a great place, Jill, for other parents and other people. I'm just going to say people in general to go and hear vulnerable from you and your husband, Bobby. I think that you guys share in such a great way that people can say, oh yeah, I feel like that too. I think that's important. But that shift that you're making is, we're still going to tease us a little bit.
Here's your hint.
Here's your hint. Jill has some things going on. We'll just say that she has to change and shift her cadence of her podcast.
Yeah.
So explain that a little bit, Jillo, about how it's changed.
Yeah. So because of life events, last year I had the passing of my dad, and that's where this really did start. And then we'll talk a little bit more later about some other things that have been impacting that. But I realized it's a lot. It's a lot for me to handle right now. So we took a step back and decided to post a new episode monthly instead of weekly, because we were already kind of in that cadence. So let's make it official. So now on the second Saturday of the month, there will be a new Mama Outspoken podcast episode released. And we'll also see some other shifts in like my email, and the village is already once a month anyway. So it kind of all fits well together, and it's opening up a lot of space for me in my capacity.
And we'll be sharing why she needs that space in just a few minutes. So hold on till the end. But I do want to just point out really quick, Jill, that one of the things about your podcast and changing the cadence of it, instead of, like, this is kind of before and after, instead of feeling guilty every week because it's not possible to get something out, you have shifted to, look, I'm getting realistic expectations for my own self, and I'm going to say it's monthly. If you drop an extra episode, great. If you don't, great. It just, you wanted to let everybody know how you're not leaving. You're just having to adjust because of the capacity change. So I very much respect that, Jill, and admire that you are very vulnerably sharing why.
Yeah. And it's not that it came out of, thin air, the idea, because we did that in Good Morning Entrepreneurs. We made the shift to have shorter seasons so we can have a break in between, because we were doing weekly episodes for 2 years. And then, and now I should say, you and I are starting to implement that with Buckets and Boom Gates podcast. And we're still figuring out our cadence as we go along, but we're taking that pressure off of ourselves. We have a new episode that just came out as well. So it's the first episode of this year. So if you have the chance to go take a listen, it is episode 105, Practicing in Public, Building Confidence Through Events and Collaboration.
Can I just giggle and say our cadence for Buckets and Boom Gates right now is follow the show on all the podcatchers so it tells you when a new episode is out. That's our new cadence for right now, because reality is all of these things that are marketing tools, because that's what they are, to get us out there, our message out there and all of that. That is something that capacity wise, our client roster's full. Our team has got lots of projects. Like, we have to be realistic in that as well. If I have to not do something for a client in order to record a podcast, that's not a good trade-off. I need to take care of who's already committed to, us doing whatever, however we're connected. Don't leave people behind by not giving them that cadence like Jill did, or like we're trying to do with Buckets and Boom Gates. But if your capacity is lower, be honest about it. So that way your people who are following you, who want more of you, can, find a way to stay connected with you, and they don't feel like they're neglected.
Yeah. Feelings are hurt when we're not told what's going on. But when we're honest and we say it, it's like, oh, okay, I can vibe with that. We're good.
Yes. And that particular podcast, I just want to, give a shout out. You did a great job of leading that podcast. We had multiple guests for that one. And so it's a very special one to us, but you did a great job of helping someone understand how they could do the same thing without breaking their capacity.
Yeah. And our capacity is directly related to what we are going to talk about in our last segment for the show today. So let's head into Princess Speak.
Sorry. Princess Speak is the simple business language for entrepreneurs and business owners we use on the daily, if my crown will stay on. Today's phrase, Princess Problems. Today's phrase is seasons and rhythms. And I think this is part of the capacity part. If we ignore that we're human, and if we ignore that we have seasons in our lives or rhythms that happen, maybe you have 1 week a month that's like extra hard. You've set it up poorly in some way. Those are the things that you can correct and make sexy so that you can have your seasons and rhythms work with your life and in your business to match your capacity. But being honest is where it starts.
Yeah. being honest with myself that I had to follow a season instead of try to work against it was probably one of my bigger things. Having a school-age child and trying to do it all when he was home is something that I will still try to do, but always be reminded that I need to not and follow that season. So I've made this announcement also that I'm going to be shifting the things that I do to follow when he's in school. And that just is going to be how my business, Mama Outspoken, is run. And that's okay. So, yeah.
It's very good. It's not just okay. It's very good.
I think it is very good. And I think it's something that in hindsight, we all can see the wisdom of. But when we're in the middle of it, it's very hard to allow yourself to accept and put into practice. And I think it's always great to have wonderful people in your community talking about it and just saying, it's okay. That's why we're doing this. What we're doing is so that we could pay attention to these things that make our lives realistic and worthwhile and fun. So it's really important not to overload ourselves. And that's the first thing you do is just understand it's a season. It's something you've got to do. And you're okay to adapt to that.
Absolutely, Denise.
I love what everyone has said thus far. I understand rhythms, being in the fitness industry, rhythm is a thing. But even in life, they're in this rhythm, when things are flowing and you're getting stuff done, or things are stilted. Your business is you're in this rhythm. Seasons was something I didn't get until I started podcasting. And I was like, I don't get this season thing. But as I've gotten older, I realize I'm in a new season of life. So I'm starting to pay attention a little bit more. So I think rhythm and seasons can pertain to not only your business, but also to your life.
Agreed, Kat.
I love seasons and rhythms because I didn't understand seasons until a few years ago when I was getting ready to move and I had to hit pause on several things. And because of that, like taking a step back from taking on as many injuries as I used to take, I also sort of made that the new cadence that now I have a limit to how many interviews I can take on. So my season actually became a permanent fixture that I like. And rhythm, I love when you're in a groove. I mean, Gloria Estefan says the rhythm's going to get you. So.
I love it. Good or bad. I love it. Well, we promised a secret reveal today, and we want to share or let someone else share why the capacity has changed for a few things in her life.
Yeah. So I am, oh my gosh, I'm going to be 21 weeks pregnant today. Thank you guys. It's something that we weren't sure we were going to do. It's the whole reason of like a lot of what I do for my business. And we shifted how we felt around having a second child. And now we are in the midst of it. And it is a lot of hard work the second time around. So I am finding that not just having to shovel ourselves out during blizzards, but also physically grow a human being and take care of a second human being who needs a parent still very much attending to them. It is a lot of work. And my business is also a little baby of mine. So trying to fit all of that in is why I'm like, this is now a pie chart. Where am I going to spend all of the efforts without overlapping or overdoing it? So, yes.
Well, Jill set out a baby reveal. She's not telling on here. You have to go look at her IG for Mama Outspoken and see what she's having because we're all very excited around here. So I want to say, Jill, I'm proud of you for taking care of your capacity, being honest about it. For the sexy challenge at the end today, we're going to go a little over. Sorry, y'all. But we want to make sure that before we close today, I want to share 3 ways quickly to add sexy into your life and business about capacity. Be honest about your capacity and start paying attention to where things feel heavy or stressful. Jot it down on a sticky. I also want you to decide 1 non-negotiable action for the week and let the rest be bonus, not pressure. Keep it small. It should feel doable even on a low energy week. even when you're pregnant. Put it on a sticky or add it to your calendar on repeat. And 3, build in a recovery day, a day where you do no business and let your brain and body reset. If you do these 3 things, you will stop quietly expecting yourself to do everything. You will give yourself one clear thing to feel good about every week. You will start building a business that matches your real capacity, not your guilt. Keep it sexy, sweet watcher. Don't forget to subscribe and follow the show. Love y'all. We'll see you next week.
Join us next Friday at 7 a.m. Central. This is the team signing off for Good Morning Entrepreneurs.